This is one of those stories passed on to me that I believe to be true. I've changed the names to protect the guilty and the idiotic. The scene, a well-known department store in Glasgow, sometime in the mid-2010 SS. The woman stood there, radiant. Her bespoke chandelier had cost £3,560 and weeks of waiting. At last she saw it, hanging from the ceiling, blazing with light, everything she'd dreamed of. 2 salesmen prepared the ladders to bring it down. It was meant to be a careful 2-man job. But there is always one, let's call him Albert, a nod to a certain sitcom uncle. Albert decided he didn't need help. He set his ladder, climbed up, and disconnected the power. Not that daft, but still daft enough. He lifted the chandelier clear, and immediately realized it weighed far more than he did. His arms trembled, his strength faltered. Gravity would not be denied. Below, Gerry watched in horror as the great crystal fitting slid from Albert's hands. In his head, like an unwanted soundtrack, an old safety rhyme returned. Sir Isaac Newton told us why. An apple falls down from the sky. A brick, a bolt, a bar, a cup invariably fall down, not up. The chandelier floated for a heartbeat, like a scene from a sitcom, then plummeted. The crash was biblical. Layers of glass collapsed on themselves, shards firing across the floor. Albert froze at the top of his ladder like a condemned man. The other salesman stood rooted mid-step, ladder in hand. The woman's face crumpled as her dream shattered before her eyes. And Gerry, he broke first. The rhyme still ticked in his head. The effects of gravity can be grave.
Could have been worse. Imagine if it had been an antique.
That was it. He dissolved into helpless laughter. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw his department manager, doubled over, pretending to fuss with his shoes, shoulders shaking with the same suppressed hysteria. The woman, unsurprisingly, failed to see the funny side. She demanded the manager, then his manager, and was finally led away in floods of fury. What became of Albert, I never knew. I hope he stayed on, a little wiser, a little more grounded. As for Gerry, perhaps that rhyme wasn't just memory. Maybe it was Gertie's voice echoing through him, one of her daft sayings that stuck. Either way, it surfaced at the worst possible moment, and once it did, there was no stopping his laughter. That old rhyme about Newton came from a 1970s health and safety campaign. We quoted it all over the place back then, and the fact it still bubbled up in Gerry's head 40 years later shows it worked, if not quite how the HSE intended. As for the scene itself, you didn't need to know the people to feel it. Shock and laughter rolled into one, just like that famous chandelier moment from Only Fools and Horses. The difference was this wasn't scripted, it was real life, and no blanket in the world was going to save it.